knocks came through. Tixi keeps them on the swivel. This is solidly how you deal with a player. You don't want to get into nade range. Tixi has taken a little bit of damage from it. Meku still just keeping those sightlines clear, keeping them covered off, maintaining some high ground presence as well. Agrelin, last player standing for Vivo Key. To be fair, stayed alive for quite a while, but I imagine that's got to be the end of it. Kitsune gets the burn down on the knock. A resupply comes through. 10 eliminations now for HVVP as they start to ramp up on this south edge.
It really took their time with that as well. They didn't want to lose a single player to any silly little knocks or flushes coming through. It happens far too many times than I can count, where you have one player that you go up against and you win the fight, sure, but you lose a player in the process. And going 4v1, being dropped down to 3 after that is not something you feel very good about. Now, I like that Meku remained in the backlines. They understood that they only needed 3 players for that if they took it slow. There wasn't a lot of sightlines from the north side that could really challenge them out. Now, HVP hold a very strong spot to just take some really good sightlines up towards that northern side, especially as a 4-man squad. They have a lot of angles that they can cover. They can cover their back easily. And again, they're playing this 2-2 split almost. You have 2 on the outside watching towards the blue, making sure there's no one coming through from those unexpected angles that have happened so many times. And you just really like this type of play. It's a team that has a massive engine in them that they can start burning when it needs to go. But in the meantime, they keep it on idle when it needs to stay cool.
Vampire continue with 3. First elimination of the game. Their miraculous crossing did go well, but they still have to go a little bit further now, and IHC will try and stop them. The push comes through. Ziol around the outside, just stopping them from hopping out the back and giving them the old swivel. Alex spotted. That's done one on the third-party engagement there. Around the side, around the edges. Bosal with those off angles. Rather off angles, the high ground position will be good. HVVP dispatch power in the meantime, but IHC actually doing a lot of work. One player down, looking for the flush, will be able to find it. Steps out, doesn't take any damage. This is really masterfully played here by Ziol, but finally does get taken down as Ravenclaw sends out wide. Vampire knocked down to 2, but they are still alive from Le Corbreria. Nades from HVVP now being sent over towards Alpha 7 as they lie down the hill from them. And that's a position that nobody really wants to be in when HVVP are on 4.
Yeah, I mean, Alpha 7 is in a really tough spot. A lot of teams over from the city were available and angling themselves towards where Alpha 7 were playing. Meku picks himself up a massive 4K there. Really good stuff coming through from him. Will just clear out a huge amount of space. Not the 4K, just the 3. So Revo's still up and kicking. Meku. Oh dear me. I think without the level 3, that could have been game over for him. Blessing his lucky soul, he did hold on to that for a long while. But look how looted and booted these guys are. Even with the AWM, looking to put in the hurt towards these guys. As soon as they step out, if you can hit that shot, I mean, with down 1 game and the amount of fights they've taken, the best is going to be really damaged, so it should do the damage. That is a bold shot. I'll give him that. I like that he went for it.
He's going for another as well. Not going to be able to land them with the AWM. Center circle. Vitali has stayed alive this whole time in a fairly undetectable spot, actually. To be fair, it's covered off from a lot of angles. Unlikely that anyone actually is going to detect this until it becomes the focal point of the next circle.
Yeah, Inco Gaming is playing for last chance. That is about it so far. I think that they have had some great games, but on top of that, they've also been able to hold on some very good central positions and find themselves in an area where it works out for them. Fabian underneath the vehicle. Tixi still just trying to find these shots. Gets a good one. Doesn't quite eliminate the player. More shots coming through, and that little bit of damage is all that they needed to put the rest of the hurt in.
Oh, Vampire extracting their points as well from the down 1 roster as they get pulled apart at the seams by everybody. 15 eliminations now for HVVP. This early into the game at 26 minutes with 13 players still alive. This is mad coming through from the squad. Tixi lands another Orm shot and Kitsune picks up the point for them. 16 eliminations now. Matic moves down the hillside, playing a 2-1-1 right now for HVVP in the final circles.
I mean, this is a disgusting game coming through from HVVP. Matic spots the player, but it's quickly refragged there from Meku. Great stuff, 17 eliminations. This will see them very far up the tables if they can secure themselves the chicken dinner as well. 20 eliminations would set them up at 35 points, sailing them directly towards triple digits. Tixie's still got bullets in the magazine for this bad boy and looks to let it roar once again, just like Captain Messi.
It's the old extended mag there, 7 rounds as well in that Orm. A fearsome sight in the hands of HVVP on the high ground as well. Might have been pivotal in their control there. Ravenclaw, last player standing for Vampire, who've done very, very well to get out of La Cobreria, but the fact that Vitali is still in this Renko is nutty. He is in such a sequestered little spot as well. There's no angle where you can see him until you push in, and that's going to be HVVP's task.
I think for Inco Gaming, they'll be hugely pleased with this, and I think it'd be very unlikely not to see them going through to last chance now. The amount of times they've been able to go for this playing possum play and get towards the end of the game is great news. I mean, I don't expect anything massive coming out from them in last chance just yet. I still have my reservations about this team, but what I will say is that they are absolutely dogged and determined to get towards the end of these survival stages, get there with a massive amount of points remaining. In the meantime, though, HVP have absolutely revolutionized their gameplay. Unfortunately, it is Nima with the backtrack, finds one. That's Meku. No real availability to go back and pick him up now. So for the rest of the team, it's about getting that damage in, getting that utility thrown. It's a great Molotov. It hits a nasty burn onto one of the players, and Matic's able to pick up a flaming kill on that side, looking to put a barbecue on for the rest of Skylights Gaming.
Oh, Vitali's down. I think they managed to pick that one up. So Inco are out. With the chaos being sown by the forward position from HVVP, there's potential to go for this res. It looks like they might be able to do so. And Ravenclaw is capitalizing on it as well. Goodness me, that is a mad crawl. So bold coming through Nima. That could be good. Just over the wall. Is it too short? I think it didn't quite make it over and stayed on the cover for HVVP. They did get the res out on the back as well, which gives HVVP 4 players and a position near to the building as they roll on up to the wall. Playing on that door frame. That was bold. It was in full sight of that door, but the smoke was there.
Yeah, it was a necessary pickup on that knock there for Meku, but I think what enables that is Matic getting that Molotov knock, in which case they immediately send a player backwards because they know that they're going to be restabilizing within the building, not likely to going to be challenging any of those doorways. So a very, very smart move there. Yes, it doesn't provide elimination, but it does give you is more of an even fight to take versus the guys from Skylights Gaming. This circle, if HVP can get them to a position down towards the south side, you know, it will be a case of Skylights Gaming having to leave this building into the sightlines of HVP. Of an AUG in Kitsune's hands and the accuracy coming through from these guys, it's going to be super difficult to leave. Meku already finds one.
And there's another as well for Tixie on the off angle. Skylights Gaming, they had to move. You're right, Blank. But hang on a minute, there's an answer. There is a shot over towards Meku, and Ravenclaw is still here. Skylights are down, 3 players standing, and Vampire make it all the way up to second. But you're right, over 20 eliminations now on the cards for HVVP. Legendary coming on through. That nade, he steps out, gets a little bit too big for your boots, and this is the HVVP that topped Group Green for 2 days straight, Blank. This is the squad that we've wanted to see for so long. And they don't even seem that flustered by it. Look at that, Kitsune congratulating the team.
I mean, it just seems so calm. And I think that is realistic. A realistic celebration for these guys, honestly, going into that game. Yes, that game's going to send them up in terms of prize pool earnings.